Welcome to Center Heist Productions. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in your right hand corner. Muchly would appreciate that. Thank you to my followers, and please tell your friends and family about it and share it. If you come across the channel, please don't leave without subscribing and hitting the likes. Muchly appreciated as we've built a strong channel, Habs channel here with integrity. You'll notice we tend to avoid filling in, you know, just a lot of gossip. We just don't dwell on that. We'd rather go when factual information um, transpires instead of just making a story out of nothing. All right. So anyway, we're going to do the last. It's going to be a short video. Um, Last night's game didn't overly impress me overall, but it was a close game. 1-0 for the Calgary Flames. Montreal was in Calgary, still on their Western trip. Okay, so we're going to start. 1-0 was the final. Goaltending duel was pretty good battle there with Wolf and Dobish. Dobish deserved a better fate. Anyway, first period, no scoring. Second period, Calgary gets their goal. No scoring from the Habs and no scoring in the third. Pretty lackadaisical. I wasn't impressed with our power play whatsoever. Anyway, Wolf gets a win, Dobish gets a loss. Farabee got the winning goal. So in Calgary last night, Farabee scored the only goal. Dustin Wolf made 26 saves for the Calgary Flames and moved back into a playoff spot with a 1-0 victory over the Montreal Canadiens Saturday night. The win moves the Flames into the second wildcard spot in the Western Conference, 1 point up on the idle Canucks. Montreal, which entered the game five with 5 points in six straight, 0-1. 5-0-1 is what they were games, was shut out for the fourth time this season. Okay, first star, the winning goalie's going to kind of natural, 26 saves. Wolf. Farabee got the second star. I honestly think Doba should have been second star. Anyway, Farabee should have been third, but either way, he gets the winning goal and a +1. Dobish made 23 saves, allowed one goal. Wasn't given much help though. He really held Montreal in, but so did Wolf. Wolf played outstanding as well. Farabee gets the goal, and no scoring in the first. 16-21. The only goal scored by Farabee. Backlund assist, and Mackenzie Weegar gets an assist. And there was two Habs in front of the net, and Struble, and I want to say it was Yoel Armia. And the shame of it was they weren't on any single player, but they managed to actually create a great screen in front of Dobish, which I wasn't impressed with Struble on the play, and overall, I wasn't overly impressed with Struble's play last night. So we go to the stats. 26 shots to 24 for the Habs. Hits 25-18 for the Habs. Faceoffs 1, 39-18 for the Habs. 0 for 2 on the power play. And we looked like a joke on the power play. 0 for 1 for them. Penalty minutes 2 for 4. 2 and 4 for the Flames. Giveaways 17 and 24 for the Flames. And now I just lost my connection, so bear with me. Don't know why that happened. Very odd. Okay, where was I? And yes, okay, 4-2. And giveaways 24-17 for the Flames. Takeaways 7-9 for the Flames. Block shots 16-9 for the Habs. So really, truthfully, just this was a really. I wasn't overly enthused with this game. I found the effort level wasn't up to snuff. This was a game where I found Suzuki played well. I found Caulfield played well. I wasn't overly impressed with Yuri Slafkovsky's play, to be quite frank, on that first line. I'll give him this. He played better in his own end than he did in the offensive. And he's gone back to not using his physicality and not getting right in front of the net and just not being a threat at all. Um, Sometimes he works on the board, sometimes he doesn't. I just noticed a big let up ever since the first Buffalo game. It's got to the second Buffalo game, and he was playing okay, but there was a bit of a down after those first Ottawa and Buffalo after the return from Four Nations. And then I just noticed even more of a drop in his play against Edmonton and Calgary. He's got to get back to what was successful for him because I wasn't impressed with his effort last night whatsoever. He was the one man on the first line that just wasn't cutting it for me. I found defensively, Mike Matheson was the top defenseman. Um, Hudson had a good game. Um, Struble didn't impress me. He was the one guy that I found just didn't impress me. I liked what Savard and Jack I did. Carrier was okay, but Struble, out of all the defensemen, just some of his evaluations, and that comes to IQ, are very questionable. I like him, and again, this is one thing I will say about Montreal's defense, though. I like to see the physicality back. And Struble does much better when he is physical. We're not seeing enough physicality out of the defensemen right now. So I don't know what that's about. They're a bit sloppy in their own end. Not overly impressed, to be quite frank. I liked the fourth line last night. I thought Emil Heineman, he got a puck in the air, but he was back. But I found that he's gives you the grind, he gives you the effort, and I found line four played quite well. Line one was good, other than I just didn't see enough from Slavkovsky, and he's got to get those two hands on the stick too. So I don't know if he thinks he's nowhere near playing like the Kachucks. Um, you might have played close to them in the first two games back. Other than that, he's not keeping the consistency up. That's got to change. Line two, no Lonnie. So line two was kind of yeah. So uh, it just didn't really. Uh, Pizzetta, I thought he had an okay game for being back in the lineup. I didn't find he played too badly. Um, and my line two really just didn't do it for me overall. Line three was kind of they're usually up there playing quite well. I found Galley was the main guy who brought it, and I found Dvorak wasn't as solid as previous, and I found it as much as I've loved Anderson's game up until this point, and it's not even that he played bad. It's just that his the forecheck. There's no not enough forecheck from this team. You get Heineman going in there, and occasionally, Evans, and of course, Galley and Armia. But it it's and you get the effort from Caulfield and Suzuki. But I don't know, man. The forechecks got to pick up. They got to stop being so darn sloppy in their own end. And it was such a shame because Dobish really made some key crucial saves where at times he was left out to hang. And he made some good saves. He played solid. He wasn't like, we know Sam previously, you know, lost to Edmonton, but played well enough to keep us in the game. But he was losing his net a lot in that Edmonton game, whereas Dobish played great positional last night and made some huge, huge saves. And it just would have been nice if the players would have rewarded him hard power play for some odd reason than just trying to do too much and be too cute with it. They got to stop that. And I'd like to. I'd almost. This is the other thing. I just find for Jack, I would like to see them utilizing his shot from the point more than they do. I just don't think they're focusing on that. I think that big shot could cause a lot more. We just looked lackadaisical last night, in my opinion, and we had no answer. Now Wolf played. Let's make no mistake about it. He played pretty well. We just didn't go to the net enough. Didn't cause any havoc, and he was seeing everything that we were shooting. And you're not going to win that way, especially if a goaltender is playing well. You got to get traffic in front of the net, and I just found we weren't willing to pay the price last night. We didn't deserve the game in that regard. Dobish did. Oddly enough, he played so well holding us in, and it's just a shame that they couldn't reward him. At least send it to overtime because he deserved that much fate. And like I say, just overall performance, I don't see 100% effort there in these last couple games. I didn't even see it actually in the Buffalo second game in Buffalo with Buffalo in Montreal. I didn't see it, and it started then. I think we were lucky to win that one. So we're not trending in the right direction, that's for sure. But I mean, um, it just with it's just so close, and teams like Ottawa are winning, and don't have the time to lose. Now we got Vancouver the next game. What night is that? I want to say it's Monday, but I could be wrong. But Vancouver's going to be fighting because Calgary just took that second wild card spot, so they're going to be on their toes wanting to win that one as well. So it's not going to be an easy game there for Montreal. So here we know it's Tuesday, and I don't, I don't project a good outcome for us in that game. They got a lot of talent on that team, and they're hungry. They're going to want to be in the battle for the wild card spots. So that's my thought. I think we're going to slip farther behind. I think we're going to be out of the mix very soon. Then we got the Kraken the following night, and you can't take them lightly because they kicked our tush when they came to Montreal. So I don't see an easy couple games here for Montreal, and especially if they're not going to give 100% effort and get on board and clean up their play in their own end. You know, make sure they got their man and don't create screens for your goaltender, especially when you're not covering anybody. That's just baffling. Um, and with that said, we got to create some offense. The offense is just we weren't in that game. The only one that was coming close is Galley. Um, we had an odd shot, but just nothing that was substantial because Wolf was seeing everything. So I hope to see a better performance if we want to stay in the mix and really try. I don't know. I think this week could tell a lot of tale to this because you're not going to get an easy game out of the next two games coming. So we shall see. That's the end of that. Again, I'd like to see a better performance. Just no offense whatsoever. Sad. Anyway, with that being said, and it was kind of a dull game. Anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching. You've seen it here first at Center Heights Productions. We will catch you in the next video of the next review against the Canucks, and we'll pray to God we see a better club on the ice from our end. All right. Thank you for watching. God bless.